So here we go again, back on Timbergold Trails, and I think you probably all know the deal by now. We are still looking for that 400 non-tip, but I did make a quick pit stop earlier, grabbed my other e-collar off of Settler Creek, so if we have any more puma encounters, we can try to bring them in, as we've now added the goal of trying to get a trophy puma skull for the lodge. But Timbergold hasn't let us down recently. Hopefully that can continue today. Well, maybe not quite the start we dream of. A 50 to 75 muley buck coming in. We'll go ahead and try to get an arrow through his lungs. Kind of a weird way this worked out. We just crested the hill and he was right there. But better to start with a buck than anything else. And we'll just keep on scooting up through here. I do want to draw the path on the map where we're going to try to go. And it's going to be similar to what we've done in the past. So 57 score for him. And essentially the plan is going to be loop up and around this lake and then move down to the river from there. Since I grabbed that e-collar, I definitely want to go up the west side of this Y and get up into this area where we tend to find pumas, and then we'll look at fast traveling some point in there. We've been doing this for the past couple of weeks and it's been working out, like trying to avoid fast traveling if we can till later in the hunt, and we've been getting a lot of good stuff, so we're going to take that approach again today. Well, that's definitely an improvement. Over 100 inches of antler on that guy, 115 to 145. We actually just had a bull elk bugle to the right, and it didn't sound very far away, so gonna make that fairly quick. Oh, I see him actually. I haven't called, he's just walking through here. Probably should bugle just to make sure we get him in close and can make a drop shot, but for whatever reason, he's pretty much headed right to us anyway. So definitely nothing crazy, only up to 305, but we'll always take those bonus kills. It's nice for the GM reward as well. And the nice thing with elk, generally speaking, frontal shots are pretty easy to make. So we should be looking at between the two of these, I don't know, maybe close to 100 GM out of it. That guy we got neck bone and double lung somehow. 291, that's going to be 50 CSS. I think that'll be right where we end up then. This guy should be, I'm going to guess 120s. Doesn't look quite 130 to me. Lung, liver, stomach, actually 135, basically. 0.9999. And we did indeed make 100 GM from a quick little double encounter there. Kind of a slow hunt thus far, but got ourselves another buck coming in, 130 to 155. Actually kind of a low weight estimate. And we're right at the Y in the river currently, which is one of my favorite areas generally. So definitely good to kind of slow down, try to get this guy, and then maybe see if anything else ends up responding to the call. I'm curious if he's going to end up stopping. I mean, broadside at like 25 is pretty preferable. As soon as we gotta go do that, our angle's completely gone. That'll work just fine though. Oh, there is another buck. He heard that, I think, but that's maybe a group, and I wonder if they were with him. We're gonna try to like back up down along here because I really want to make sure we get eyes on everything. There were at least 2 there. I expect to see 4 minimum, maybe 5 if they weren't with this one. So it kind of depends. I mean, we've maybe seen 4 of the 5, again, if that buck was with these, but we're going to have to take this guy out. Oh, not our greatest shot. I can't believe he dropped. And I really think the move is just get up here and try to see whatever takes off. What's interesting is, didn't see another buck there. Might be a case of checking tracks, but I mentioned I want to go up the west side of the river here, which is where they went, so we'll be moving that direction anyway. And really, I don't even know how this dropped. We really lucked out. We ended up with lung, stomach, intestine. Probably if it was like lung, stomach, or lung, intestine, would have run a little bit. He's 117. This guy ought to be, I don't know, maybe high 140s, something like that. Got him a little more what we're looking for. Lung, liver, stomach, he's 146. So yeah, we'll check tracks, and we'll try to scoot up this side of the river. Maybe we can see if there was, anything real heavy in there that we want to follow. And worst case, they're leading us the direction we want to go anyway. Man, that's another really solid wolf. I actually had this guy's track earlier, and decided not to follow because it only went up to 85. If that's like in that 16.45 range, that's probably something we'd want to do a skull mount of, even knowing we want to add a puma skull to the lodge eventually. So really would like him to get out of that brush. We'll try to make that shot, and this is like the exact same location we shot the big one last time, right past the bridge. And right past that brush is where we're going to drop that guy. So definitely first solid kill of the honey, 16 to 17 on the estimate. And he looked like he had a big skull. I talk about this with, I mean, it's bears, wolves, puma to a degree, bobcats. When they look like they have a big skull, that can be good and bad. It depends on the size of the rest of the body, basically what he weighs, as to what kind of indication that is for his score. If he's, you know, close to that max weight range, around 80, he could be that 16.4 or 5 that we're looking for. And probably not much we can determine here in the grass. Solid looking body though, what are we looking at? 76 kilo, that's pretty good. Lung and liver, oh boy, 16.36. I think we'll take a trophy shot and not do the skull mount. Just based on the fact that, as I mentioned, we are going to try to add that puma skull to the lodge. I don't think there's enough places where we'd ultimately want like a 16.3 in there. It probably would upgrade over an old one we've done, but no point upgrading something that we still intend to replace. So not the greatest trophy shot. I always find it's tough with wolves. I like to use the trophy poses, but you kind of get this derpy looking expression. Nonetheless, a solid wolf, a real solid kill here. Just a little shy of what we want in the lodge, but the last couple of hunts we've been killing monsters anyway, so no shame in that one falling shy. So finally a decent buck, 180 to 205, 120 to 135 kilo as well. But once again, we've got multiple bucks in the area. This guy's coming in from the right, and I'm kind of thinking it just happens to be 2 bucks that are side by side. I don't see any others. Haven't had any other grunts to indicate there would be a whole group of 5. The only question is, can we stick an arrow in this front one with the big buck far enough back that he doesn't hear it? Or do we have to go with the 9.3 again? I kind of think the way they're coming in, we might be able to get both, but that does require good shot placement on the first one at least. So I've been kind of crawling forward to try to cut this distance as quick as possible. The big buck's still across the creek there. Actually, I just see him moving. So this is 27. I say we pop up and just try to go for this. Scoot to the left just a tiny bit to maybe get a better angle for both lungs. He stopped and looked at it. He was standing real tall there. The way he fell looked kind of comical, but there's our bigger buck. And I think we're in the clear. I think it was just 2 that happened to be together. Well, there's a... that might be bad. I guess we're just going to try to stick her too. We'll use the range finding sight for the exact range here. We're around 30. That'll work. And this time, I think we're in the clear. So now he's into about 25. He's going to fall shy of 200. He's got a couple of short tines, but nice to see the bigger frame. Stopping right where the other one was, checking the wind where the other one was. Just didn't stand quite as tall and fall over quite as funny. So, gonna take it slow here, clearly. There's some deer in the area. But I think as far as everything right in our immediate vicinity, we should be good. So that's gonna be probably 130-ish again. 137 for him. A lot of these bucks lately have been like kind of larger for that frame, I feel like. This guy though, finally our first big buck. We got lung, liver, stomach for that. 127-ish kilo, 193. Pretty solid first big frame buck. And then that doe was walking across as if she could cross here. Can we? Not so much. Had to take a little bit of the scenic route, but no big deal. And she actually dipped her head right when we shot. I think we got her in the neck. Yeah, neck bone 2 and 3. Kind of lucked out, but sometimes that's what it takes. And it's nice to actually start to get some deer down. I mentioned before it was kind of a slow hunt, and it's been picking up here since then. Hour and 15 minutes in, I don't even know how many kills we're at. 9? If that continues, we should be in good shape at least for total kills. Well, go figure. We found maybe the craziest elk herd I've ever seen here on Timbergold Trails, and a doe, I guess. But we got that e-collar. No pumas around today, so I think we might as well shoot that big bull, and then we'll fast travel to one of our favorite locations for later in hunts. Really not too kind of him to turn there. I don't really like that angle. Hopefully, since everything else is moving left, he's going to try to do that. Back there, but maybe a quick follow-up can help to get him down. Shouldn't be going too far from that. Man, I ran right by him. He died in this grass and stuff. And from up here, kind of hard to actually see, but ran a lot further than I thought he was going to. It was intestine and then body, so no real surprise. 284, and the one good thing is he brought us a little further up here. Still no puma calls or anything like that, so we're going to bounce, I think down here, yeah, it's not going to be more than 2 camping supplies. Hopefully there's something around. Okay, yeah, there is, but not exactly what we're after. I don't know, can we get in the stand without spooking these things? I'd prefer that. I think we're gonna manage. This doe is right out here in front of us, and the other ones are kind of following her now, but that way, we can actually sit here, do some calling. If there's any bucks, you know, over across the river, or maybe like back in here's a really good spot where we'll often see deer. Yeah, there we go. Buck coming in. Wonder if he's by himself. Oh, there's another one. So there ought to be 5, and that's actually a decent one there. Not to say that they definitely would have spooked till we just shot one of those does, but the move seems to have been to just kind of take our time and get in here. More and more good things the longer we wait. That is a 190 to 215 buck. The problem is, he's beyond calling range, and like frankly, he's just the best one here. I think we just do it because he's about to be beyond what we can shoot. Definitely hit him, and that should be enough to bring him down. I don't like how that went. Really had to press just to get a shot, and it's probably not great, but it should bring him down. Is that still him circling? It might be. I really want that spot marked, and we'll just kind of sit here a minute. If we were to arrow that other buck behind us, it would have sent all the does, all the other bucks, just, you know, out of here in all directions anyway. So we would have spooked most things close. I can't see how a 9.3 round doesn't bring him down, even with what's probably a subpar hit. But what I think we'll do is like kind of slowly hunt our way over there. I really want to actually get down and check this spot. So why don't we do that? We're going to draw an X over this because we don't want to accidentally move that marker. And we'll just hunt like out and around and then come back and try to recover him. I'll tell you what, that was convenient. A buck just grunted right across the road there. And I turned around the idea, and here's our rifle buck. No idea, 260 meters, a body shot, he's a 199 anyway. I thought he might hit 200 with that frame. The deductions obviously cost him being maybe like a 205. I actually thought he was a little bit bigger than he was. Nonetheless, led us right to another one, and actually the other one kind of led us to him too. So I think that's the buck that grunted. The problem is another buck was sneaking in, and he definitely has us picked out. So probably the only way we can do anything here is just take him with a 9.3. Works a little better where you don't hit him terribly. You can actually go up and recover him. And that's all good because we're going to kind of move out of this area anyway and pretty much activate our end of hunt strategy that we've been doing for a while now. And it's produced a couple of really solid things. So heart double lung, I think the first time we've hit the heart today. 146 for him. And we're going to start to work our way through all these lakes. Going to do some kind of like loop thing like that. Just to try to cover more ground and get to more areas. Maybe we can hit tracks, get calls, whatever it is. And hopefully there's something good hanging around one of these areas. Well, it's certainly been one of the weaker showings around here this time. That's about the only buck we've run into. And not to say that animals haven't been down here. We've still seen elk, bear, wolves, all that. Kind of like circled around this little mountain here. There's another deer in there. Hadn't seen that one, but anyway. Just not exactly what we're after, so I think we're probably going to make a quick move, maybe down to here. We passed through here earlier, but it's been so long since we did that, and really we didn't encounter anything, so hopefully things have started to move back into that area. And so we'll see if our little Hail Mary attempt actually works out there for us. Double lung this guy, 48 score, but while that's the best we got today, there's a reason we hunt these areas, and last week on stream kind of proved that. Would it be, alright, I'm done for a while? Oh my god, not to. Ain't no 400, but I told you we were due. Alright, well that was worth it. That was worth sitting around. Might be like a 280 or something. I can't tell if he's even or not. He's got like a crazy double drop thing on his left. Nah, he's completely uneven. That's kind of cool then. I don't have a clue what he'll score. It's an awkward place to he's going to end up spooking. Almost guarantee it. Can we get away with it? Alright. Him testing the air like that, I thought we were done for. Why Classic will always outdo Call of the Wild? There's not much better than a big non-tip coming in. Not bad. Ain't no 400, but getting non-tips down. don't know how you did that, Danny. 260, alright. Getting non-tips definitely is encouraging. We really need European mounts because I would have Euro mounts in every spot possible of just trophy, you know, non-tip muleys and whitetail that aren't quite wall-worthy, but maybe better than just your average little typical. Little sunspot here. I think that'll be it right there. Not the prettiest non-tip we've ever killed, but they get a lot smaller from muleys. 260 is pretty good. And man, so much for our Hail Mary attempt to get something on this hunt. And thank goodness for that non-tip, but I think I said it in that clip. I really felt like we were due for one. We hadn't killed a non-tip in a while. And it's just encouraging, you know, on these hunts where we are working on other things, trying to get the wolf and puma skulls like we talked about earlier. Obviously, you know, looking for bigger Rocky Mountain elk, all that. But seeing a non-typical buck come by, it just really fuels that motivation to get back out and keep looking for that 400. And hopefully one of these days, that non-typical will eclipse 400 inches and we can put it on our wall. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video. So as always, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.